Hey everybody, this is your girl, DJ Angel Writer. I am sitting here chilling, just had finished some dinner. I'm letting my hand bone broths basically settle in and basically cool down. Did some cooking today, and I'm feeling pretty good, but I gotta tell y'all, within the last week or so, I've been feeling it. So to kind of back up and introduce myself a little bit, I am a cis, white, independent voter. I have a trans partner. Even though my roots are Catholic and I sing in a church choir, I follow more of the spirituality of things than I do religious rules. I'm open to all kinds of religions. I'm more of a spiritualist, if you will. And that's where you're going to see my perspective. So now that we got that out of the way, because I know a lot of people like those labels and want to make sure they know who to identify with, I do want to talk to you about how I'm feeling right now and my perspective on things. So, long story short, I'm with a lot of you who voted and feel like you're on the losing side. But I don't think we need to feel that way because we have to look at some of the other races where there were winners. Races within our own state, within our own communities. Those proposals that passed that we wanted and those proposals that failed that we also wanted. That's just as important too as the big picture. And sometimes when we focus on the big picture, we forget the small details. And I think that's kind of like what this election was all about. Now, of course, on the winning side, they're gloating, they're showing their peacock feathers, and yeah, fine, go for it. But I always believe that you're going to learn the hard way. That fanfare is going to fall off. The feathers are going to fall. They're going to break or something. And reality is going to set in. And speaking of reality, let's face it. We've all been through this reality show before. We all went through season 1. We know what a hellhole that was. We're about to encounter season 2. And if we know what season 1 was like and how predictable it is, season 2 shouldn't be nothing. So we at least are prepared for something. Those of us who remember and went through it. Now, if you choose not to remember, I totally understand. Especially when we got towards the end and, yeah, we had that little disease coming. So, suffice it to say, the way I look at it is this. It's really sad that families have to be torn apart or friends have to stop talking to each other, all based on politics and voting against certain things. I think it's sad that you have to set those boundaries when personally I don't believe it. Unless a person hurts me directly, then I have no reason to. But I guess the question that I have for those of you out there who voted for the winning side is, did you realize that you voted against interests of certain other people that are your friends and family? And why did you do so? Is it because you're always focused on the money until you decide to be selfish? Was it just an emotional knee-jerk reaction because you're so angry and you didn't take that time to breathe and go, okay, I got to really think about this one? Because I actually heard this said, that one vote, that one human right, that one voice is the most important ever. It doesn't matter who you vote for, what party, whether it's the main two or third parties, it is your voice. The question is, did you use that voice correctly? I'm already starting to hear sputterings of buyer's remorse. Well, you probably should have taken a deep breath before you decided to do that knee-jerk reaction and have that panic attack. And this is talking to the winner side, okay? Also, I've been hearing sputterings of, there might be a recount. There should be some recounts. There's a movement for a recount. Maybe kind of underground and hush-hush. Let's have a sneak attack. And if that's the case, hey, that's cool. So be it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's recounts in some places. I really wouldn't. But if it's done hush-hush, there's definitely a reason. Because somebody knows what they're doing. Let's face it. And we don't know, and we're all in suspense. But think about it. Isn't that how dramas work anyway? And we are kind of living in a reality drama. But I will say this to the other side, who's feeling the pain, who are hurting, who are in fear, who don't know what to do right now. First of all, remember that the thing you're fearing about that future has not happened yet. It has not. It might, and it could be. But as I've said, words, and I've always believed this, words are words until actions are set before us, until actions are put into that words. Otherwise, words are useless. It's kind of like a bully, okay? And here's what I mean. 99% of bullying and harassment is all about here, all about your mind, okay? So if you can overcome the psych out and you can push back on that psych out and push back on that bully, the bully's going to stop and go, oh, okay, I got you. I know not to mess with you. But if you don't say anything or you run away, you're letting the bully win. So you need to be strong, but I know it's hard right now. But I think focusing more on the future rather than today is going to be a detriment as well, because you're going to miss out on a lot of things. You're going to miss out on a lot of happiness. And these are my suggestions on what you can do. First of all, take care of yourself. Take the utmost care of yourself. If you have to go in solitary confinement for a while for you, do it. If you just have to talk to one-on-one with somebody for a therapist, do it. If you need to just go through the emotions of grief, which I know a lot of you are going through, do it. Go through it. Because in the end, when the elections have gone, when all this terribleness is gone, you are going to be the only one there. And if you made it through the first season of the reality show, you can definitely make it through the second season. Second thing I would recommend, find your community. Find those people you know who love you. Find your found family. Find those people that you can support as well as they can support you. This could be close members of your family. This could be support groups. This could be groups that you're involved in now that feel like a family. And I have several of those. And I'm grateful for that. But you really have to feel it out. And you really have to feel if they're the family for you or not. If they're the community you want to be a part of. And if you don't know where to look, ask. Ask for resources. Ask where you can look. Lots are out there. And finally, I would say, in the words of Jesse Jackson, keep hope alive. Don't give up. There's always a silver lining to everything. Remember that there's other races and proposals that were defeated because they needed to be, but also that were passed because they should have. Those are great victories, and we shouldn't forget that. We really shouldn't. So celebrate those victories. Take each day, day by day. Take each hour by hour. Because what it really means is it goes back to focusing on yourself. When you focus on you and the things that you want to happen instead of the things you don't want to happen, your world is going to change. You may not believe it now, but you just got to try it. Because if you keep focusing on the things that you don't want or you're afraid of, guess what? It will become your reality. So if you don't want that to become your reality, start focusing on you and taking care of you. So remember my words of wisdom. #peace, and always embrace who you really are.